Discovery 4. Discovery 4, you all right, baby? Right, what are we doing? So Victoria and Adam wrote to me and said, Simon, our Keyfob's playing up. And the dealers have quoted us £1 million. I don't think it was. I think it was like $770 or pounds, was it, Tyler?
Pounds.
Pounds to replace the Keyfob, because obviously they wanted to sell them a new Keyfob. Understandable. You will have no problems with a new Keyfob. And then you have to code the Keyfob to the car. And the other problem they got is in these keys, we will see in a minute, there is a hidden Keyfob, which allows you to get into the car when the car battery is flat. But they're saying they've got no key blade. Sorry, did I say key fob? There's no key blade inside the key fob. So to do that, you need to replace your lock barrel. And when you replace your lock barrel, and we will do a separate video on this. Now this is where it all gets interesting, because they do 2 lock barrels and they're exactly the same, but there's a later one and an early one. This part is the same as far as Tyler and I can tell in our limited observational skills on the early and late one. Now, the early one is well more expensive than the late one. And the only difference we could see is this key. Now, the early key just has a little mouth at the end, and we'll see that in a minute. The late key, to suit the late key fob, has this. Now, when you buy a new key ring, you get, how many keys do you get here, Tyler? 2. So I think if they're missing a key fob, it might be as well to replace it with a later barrel and then get the later key. And then someone told me the other day when we were doing our key fob barrel, our key fob change case on the Evoque, they said, do you know, Simon, little inside secret, you can actually change from this to this. Now, it seems feasible because look, you look at the spacing of those buttons, they all look the same. So apparently the circuit board from this one will fit. So I think, now these are quite cheap, we sell these on our website. So I think what it's going to be worth Victoria and Adam doing is taking the insides out of this key fob, it's playing up, put the insides into this one with a new battery, buying a new key barrel, separate video, then they can put this key into the new one because that just sits in there, if I get it the right way around. So that sits in there like that, doesn't it, Tyler? So then there's no need to mess about with the key blades, and then they'll have an even sleeker, sexier key fob. But let's have a go. So this video is nothing to do with that. It's the reason why we are going to try and see if we can go from this to this. Now, it may also be interested if you want to, they do sell new cases for these. And there's a guy, and I'll put the link in the video, because I don't like doing videos when he's done a perfectly good video. I will put the link to there. Remind you to email it to me, Tyler, so I can include that link. Right, so let's have a go. Right, so how does this key fob work? What can it do? So let's have a look where that key blade is. So where you've got this sort of nailed bit at the top, next to the little thing, there's a little button in the middle that you can sort of press in. Is it on that side? No, it's not on that side. It's on that side, Tyler. There you go, and you can press it in, and it allows you to start pulling this bit out, and that bit comes out, and there is indeed a hidden key blade in there, which is great. And you can squidge that back in. When you squidge these back in, point of reference, I find them really hard to get back in. You have to press on that little ramp there. Can you see that little ramp, Tyler? You have to press that down to get that back over. Right, so that's it. And then there's also another little cool thing on here, is that this other one here, I don't know if you have to press down or press down and squidge that bit out here. Go on, get out. That'll make you jump in time. Nice. Only those little dead birds in the radiator grill make you jump. Scary. Right, that allows you to go, look, that's got a lush little hinge motion there, look at that, check that out. And this reveals a little cartridge in here where your battery is. So let's have the battery out. Now, the battery is quite cool. If you look at that opening, that mouth there, can you see it's got that sort of upstand at the bottom there, Tyler? Yeah. And it's got the little groove in that. So if you're ever doing that, that only goes one way. And the battery sits in the tray with that is the negative side, isn't it? Because the positive side there, if you can focus on that, give it a minute. It takes a while, doesn't it? Has it got it, Tyler? Got the positive there. The positive goes down, and then you make that groove side go in where that upstand is. Right, so that's how you replace the battery. Right, so maybe you could try doing that, Victoria and Adam. Right, now, inside here somewhere there is a circuit board. Now, the key case comes off, and that other video I was referring to, he seems to indicate that you can just sort of lever. Oh, blimey, that's come off now. We have had that off a couple of times. They don't normally come off that easy, do we? We've been abusing this. So he seems to indicate that this top bit will come off. Now, oh, look at that. I just ripped it apart. Right. Right, so, and he's done a brilliant video on putting this all back together because there's loads of little springy bits. Can you see that in there, Tyler? Can you see that little spring bit there? And there's that bit there has come from somewhere and stuff. So apparently this circuit board will now just come out if I flip him over. Let's have a go. Come on, baby. Look at that. Right. So that is the circuit board. Now, so we've stripped all that down. Now, we will just go into the key bit. So you've got all these bits. Yeah, and I'm not even going to worry about that. It's quite right. And the key comes out. We've fought with this about an hour just now, haven't we, Tyler? And basically the key comes out of the holder. You've got to pull it this way. There you go. And it's dead easy when you know how, isn't it, Tyler? Yeah, we gave up, and then I was putting it back together and it fell out. But there we go. Right, so you see how that comes out there, but be careful because there's a little spring there that can fall out. So that's why, so obviously this key and the later keys are different, the way they sort of connect there. So there we go. So that's why we are going to try and upgrade to the new one, because we're saving money on the lock barrel and we want this new one. Right. So I've got to remember how to do these, so I'll have to watch my own video. Oh, that's right. You shove the key in it. Well done. You shove the key in that little top bit there, don't you? And then you just... What's that? And that's it. Now, someone said you have to file it a little bit. So obviously this is the side with the buttons. And there's my 5 buttons. So we are... you got that corner off like a SIM card. Do you reckon that's the... problem here? Yeah. Oh, look. It's sort of... I reckon it just needs it, but it's in though, isn't it, Tyler? I reckon that's in. It seems to move about. Can it be that easy, Tyler? So we will have to put we ought to put a new battery in, but we'll put the old one in for now. Right, and then the new battery, the positive looks like it goes up, doesn't it? Yeah, it's got a little positive on that spring there. Can you see that, Tyler? Probably not. Yeah. So the positive goes upwards like that. Right, here we go. Is it going to be that easy, Tyler? Can't be, surely. Now, last time we put a bit of super glue and all sorts on here, didn't we? And everyone said, don't bother, they should just snap together. I'm probably right enough. Right, I'm going to go for it, Tyler. Have they got a little bit of sponge? Yeah, look at those. See that? I never noticed that last time. You learn something every time you do it, Tyler. See these little bits here? So they're little spongy bits, and they just press gently on that circuit board. Right, so I think we're all ready to go, aren't we? I'll soon find out. Right.
Car's behind us.
Oh, it doesn't want to. I'm nervous now, Tyler. I've got some resistance in that corner there. Is that just the way I've done it? Should we have another check? And that is in that corner there, isn't it? So what is it that's not happy in that corner? Is it just not sitting as low as the other side?
Well, I think the circuit board is blocking this ridge. The way it goes.
That seems to be. Ah, yeah, because it goes down inside. Look, there's like a... Yes, you're not wrong.
Channel.
So there's a channel, yeah, there's a peripheral channel all the way around. So we need to just mark on that corner there and gently file it. So let's go and grab a little pen. I think we better do a black pen, not an orange pen though, Tyler. I guess you could take that out, but let's go for a pro job. Right, let me just draw a little line. He's a bit blunt, this Sharpie pen, but that looks right, isn't it? What's that? Give me some guidance. Have we got a line on there, Tyler? Yeah. So I'm going to get we got a swanky file set. Look at that. Right. Let's see how. Now, hopefully there's no circuitry in that side of the circuit board. Let me take the battery out just so that we're a bit safer. I don't reckon there is.
don't tend to put stuff right here.
No, I mean you're quite right. I mean we might be able to look to the light. No, that doesn't work. Sorry, I didn't think that would work. So
no.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got no circuitry in this. We don't want to get close to those components on that side, but I reckon. I mean, interestingly, it's already got a corner off it, so we're already halfway there, aren't we?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All brings me back to my circuit board days, Tyler. So there we go. We have filed it like so. So it's not too drastic. It took me 5 minutes of filing away with my little needle file there. Right, now one way you can check, it's actually easier to check in the bit with the foamy pads on, that it's, so you go that way in, and this is the smaller bit. So you can check that it all fits in, like so, there on that one. Okay, now, we've got a new battery, haven't we, Tyler? Tyler's got a new battery for me. Well, they CR2023. Is that right? 2032 or 2023, Tyler?
2032.
That's it, 32. Right. Okay, right, so there we go. So we're all good. Right now, get it on the old pins. I was doubting my own judgment. There it goes on the pins now. Right. I think it's that big ramp, the little ramp at the front there has got to go in. That's in. And there's two ramps at the back. I don't know if you catch them on the camera. So there is going to be an element of snapping into place, but I don't want to break it. There you go. That's that one. There you go. We're in. Right. So then when we get the new key, we will put the new key fob. We'll just lie in there like so. Right. I guess the question is, Tyler, now we ought to say there is some risk when you're taking something apart like this and you've got keys involved and we haven't got ESD protection, we haven't got one of those wrist straps to a bench or anything like that. There are sensitive electronics, so there is a risk of this going wrong. Should we have a look if it's gone wrong, Tyler? It should work, right? Ha ha! Right, so there you go. Put the key blade in, check it works. But yeah, don't come run into me if your car doesn't work. Well, you can, but you're not going to get much. Oh, I can't fix it for you. I'll try. But all right, and that goes on. That goes there. That goes on there. Where did we find that one? That was off of copy key, wasn't it, Tyler? Because yeah, you will have to buy. We will get there. You go. That's all good. So there we go. We have gone from that to that. Right, so Victorian Adam, you're halfway there. You're halfway there. We will do another video on changing your lock barrel to the cheaper later type to go with your new swanky remodeled key. Good luck. Right, Tyler said, but will it start? So obviously this is keyless, so there we go. We're all good. We've got everything working. We've got the, yeah, so we're happy with that, aren't we, Tyler? I'm just wondering if the buttons feel a little bit shallower. You've got to press them maybe a little bit deeper. Maybe the circuit board needs to sit fractionally higher. But I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good upgrade. Cheap upgrade. Style upgrade. Yeah, more compact. Excellent.